Welcome. In the last video, we saw how to use and or not in action to write small programs. In this video, we're going to write a slightly larger program so we can see how all this works in a larger scale. The program we will be creating will evaluate a simple arithmetic expression, such as 5 multiplied by 7 should give us 35. Or 3 minus 9 should give us -6. We will support the 4 basic arithmetic operators: multiplication, subtraction, addition, and division. However, we have to be wary about divisions by 0, which can cause a math error. Or, if the user decides to give us an invalid operator, we have to be able to reject those. To begin evaluating our arithmetic expression, we want to get user input from the command line. This is a trick we saw in section 2. So we can do the following. Line equals input. Perfect. We know that line is a string which is separated by spaces, and we know that the first element will be the left expression, the middle one will be the operator, and the right one will be the right expression. So if we say split equals line.split, then the variable split then contains a list with the 3 pieces of our expression that we want. So we can say left is actually equal to split at 0, op for operator is equal to split at 1, right is equal to split 2. Note that each of these are still strings. However, we want the left and the right to be integers so we can do computations with them. So make sure you cast them to integers like this. There we go. Next, I'm going to declare a new variable called val. I'm going to set val equal to 0. And val will contain a value of our arithmetic expression. So once we evaluate it, then the value will be stored in val. Simple. Now let's do a check to see which operator we have. So if the operator is a plus sign, then what we want to do is we want to say val is actually equal to the left-hand side plus the right-hand side. Else if the operator is equal to the minus sign, then we want to say val is equal to left minus right. And similarly for multiplication. And now division. We have to be careful for division to account for divisions by 0. So let's check for that. If the right-hand side is equal to 0, then we have a division by 0 occurring. We can't let that happen, so we're just going to print division by 0 halting. And the way we're going to halt is we're going to say sys.exit. Notice that above I said import sys, and when you import system, you get a function called system.exit, and this allows you to quit the program at any arbitrary time, which is exactly what we want. Otherwise, then we can say value is equal to the left divided by the right, and this is a safe operation to do. If none of these conditional statements were met, then we know we have an invalid operator. So else print perhaps something like unknown operator, and then maybe give it a name, operator, and then we could say operator equals OP. And here we also want to exit early, so system.exit. Otherwise, we have a valid value in val, and we want to print that out. So we want to say something like our line expression equals value. And I want to print value up to 2 decimal places, so I'm going to say %2f. F stands for floating point number, and the 0.2 is for 2 decimal places after the period. Now all we have to do is format this output. So our line expression is equal to line, and our value is equal to val. Now let's open up the command line and run this program. Here I am on the command line, and we want to run our program, so we can type Python 3.4, 4.6.py, and run this. And now let's try a simple expression, 5 multiplied by 6, and then it spits out 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. Now let's try 4 divided by 5, and we get 0.8 as expected. Now let's try something a bit crazier, like 3 divided by 0. And then we get the error division by 0 helping. Perfect. However, there's one thing we didn't account for, which is what if the user types 4 plus and then forgets to add something else? Then we get this crash, we get the index out of bounds error, or just index error here. So to account for this, let's go back to our program and patch that. So if the length of the split is not equal to 3, then we want to print something like wrong format and system.exit. So let's go back to our program and run it again and try 4 plus, and we get the wrong format error. Perfect. In this section, we covered everything about conditionals, from control flow to branching, how to use comparison operators, how to use the if, elif, else keywords, and also how to use and or not when creating our conditional statements. Now, in the next section, we're going to look at loops and iterables. So things we can iterate over and how to repeat an action multiple times. It's going to be very exciting. I'll see you then.